Dale Hannah, Billy the Kid. I spring down the stairs 2 at a time at the sound of Pam's voice. It's been ages since I saw her, and to be honest, I've missed her. Not that I'll be telling her that. Jess, she says, pulling me in for one of her hugs. It's good to see you again. You too, I say. Pam's my social worker, but she's been on leave since forever. I almost forgot what she looked like. Her smell's unforgettable though, a dizzy mix of Earl Grey tea, mint imperials and lavender. Pam pincer grips my arms and pushes me back so she can give me the once-over. You look pretty. Is that new? She tugs at my floral printed tee. I nod. A gift from Gran. It suits you. Brings out the green in your eyes. I'm never sure what to say when Pam compliments me, so I end up saying nothing. Instead, I follow her into the sitting room and plop on the sofa next to her. She takes off her furry coat and lets it tumble to her feet. Craig sticks his head around the door and offers refreshments, using the posh voice reserved for visitors of a professional nature. Craig's my foster carer. He's been trying his best to look after me for 3 years. That'd be lovely, I'm parched. Pam snatches the tinted glasses hanging from a chain around her neck, the ones with the zebra print frame, and squeezes them onto the bridge of her nose. That's better, she says, looking over the top of them. Craig trots off to the kitchen with a beam on his face. According to Craig, freshly brewed tea is the answer to everything. Making tea is his favourite pastime. That and picking his nose. How was your holiday, I say? You've got a nice tan. It's from a bottle. Pam scrolls through the messages on her phone. Rained solid for 2 weeks. That explains the orange glare. No wonder Pam's wearing tinted specs. I wish I'd brought mine. She puts her phone down on the table and pulls out a small box from a family car-sized bag. Anyway, I've not come here to talk about me. She hands me the box that's been gift-wrapped and flashes me a wink. What? Pam puts a finger to her lips. Mum's the... She shakes her head. Sorry, open it later. Don't tell Craig. He won't approve. Too much sugar for his liking. Thanks, I say, squeezing the box, which I presume is another supply of souvenir fudge from the Lake District. I'm not sure social workers are supposed to buy kids gifts. She's probably breaking some sacred social worker code. But to be honest, Pam's not like most social workers, which, considering her taste in fashion, is not a bad thing. Most of her clothes look like they were once pacing up and down inside a cage or slithering around in a bog. Furs, feathers, leopard prints, and even crocodile skin. I swear some of her clothes are still alive. They really freak me out at times. I hear you've been away as well. Yes, I say. Stayed with Gran for a week. And how was contact with your family? I'm about to reply, but before I get chance, Craig barges into the room with enough tea to fill a swimming pool. Pam sits up and grasps the pot. Shall I be mum? She stops herself again. It's okay, I say. You can use the mum word. Social workers can be so sensitive. Just because I don't have one, Pam thinks I should be protected from all words mum-related. Pam pours tea. The minute Craig leaves the room, I grab 3 chocolate digestives. They're the best thing about visitors. I know as soon as Pam leaves, the chocky ones will be back in hiding. It's not that Craig's mean, he's just such a job's worth, always following the rules. He even tries to make us eat 5 a day. That's why Pam brings sugar back from her trips away, some kind of sympathy gift. So how is your Gran? I shrug. She's okay, but her diabetes is getting worse. She stays in bed most of the time now. Pam sips on tea. Her little finger sticks out as if it's pointing at me. I'd heard her legs were getting worse. I nod. I spent most of my time with Billy. Billy? Pam's ears prick up. She places her cup on the table and gives me a tell me more look. A teaspoon clatters to the floor. Gran calls him Billy the Kid. She says he's her little man. Pam waits for me to continue, but I think I've already said too much. I'm not supposed to mention Billy. I totally forgot. You won't say anything, will you? Pam puts on her serious social worker face. We spent most of the time in the park, I say. I think Billy really enjoyed the company. It gets lonely. Pam holds her bag onto her knee. She rummages around inside and heaves out a wad of papers. She leaves through them. There's no mention of Billy staying with your Gran here. Busted. Gran's gonna kill me if they find out about Billy. I say nothing. How long has he been staying at your Gran's? I shrug. All his life, I suppose. He's adopted like me, but she's struggling to cope with him. He can be a bit of a handful. That sounds familiar. Pam narrows her eyes at me with a smirk. So, how old is this Billy? 11. Same age as you. Pam looks confused. He's not very healthy, though. I sip tea from my mug with the word diva printed on the front. I don't even like tea. I prefer hot chocolate. but apparently it contains too many calories. He's got arthritis and a skin condition. Pam riffles through a mountain of paperwork, licking her finger every few pages. Why does she do that? A look of panic crosses her face. I'm going to have to make a few notes, Jess. She grabs a pen from her bag. It makes a click-clack as she presses down on the lid. You okay with that? Whatever, I say. I think 90% of a social worker's job is making notes. You kind of get used to it. So you say Billy's been staying at your grand's for 11 years now? I nod. Pam makes a note. What's his surname? I snigger. I think Pam's got her wires crossed. It won't be the first time. What's so funny? Nothing. It's just he doesn't really have a surname. No surname? That's unusual. Not really, I say, taking a bite from a biscuit. I suppose if he had one, it would be Grimes, like Gran. Billy Grimes. Pam scratches more notes into her notebook. Her head shakes from side to side. This is most unusual. Your Gran really should have informed us. She's scared of losing him, I say. We all are. We love him to bits. So you're close then? Pam's pen hovers over her notes, poised. Very, I say. We're inseparable, but please don't tell anyone. Pam ignores my pleas. Her pen's a blur. I can see the smoke rising. She has enough paper to start a forest fire. When she finally finishes jotting down her notes, she squeezes my hand and looks deep into my eyes. I'm really sorry, Jess, but I'll have to pass this information on. She stops to put her pen down and sip tea that's now lukewarm. There's nothing to worry about, but you do realise I'm not allowed to keep secrets. But it's no biggie, I say. Billy's a... Pam gives me the hand. Sorry, Jess, it's my job. I have to pass. Pam's in full social worker mode. I'd happily tell her the truth if only I could get a word in. Obviously, any information you give me will only be shared on a need-to-know basis. But I promised Gran I wouldn't say anything. If anyone finds out about Billy... Pam interrupts me. Your Gran's flat is very small. Where does he sleep? On the kitchen floor, I say. I take another biscuit and snap it in half. Chocolatey crumbs rain onto my lap. Pam splutters on tea. You okay, I say. Pam's jaw drops. Her mouth forms an oval. Did you say he sleeps on the floor? I nod. He's banned from the beds. Gran says he makes too much mess. Pam slams her cup down and snatches her phone. Scrolling through her numbers, she says, I'm really pleased you're being so frank with me, Jess. This must be difficult for you. Not really, I say, but Gran's going to be so upset I've told you. Pam squeezes my knee. You've done the right thing. I'm going to put a stop to this. You've got it all wrong, I say. Billy's... Pam springs to her feet. She ignores me and starts tapping away on her phone. She puts it to her ear. What are you doing? I sit up. Crumbs tumble from my T-shirt. I'm ringing Nawaz, she says. Nawaz? He's my line manager, senior social worker. I know who Nawaz is, I say. Everyone knows Nawaz. You can't miss him. He's about 12 foot tall and built like a tank. But why are you ringing him? Oh, hi, it's Pam. Pam's not listening to me. She steps outside the room. Won't be a minute, she whispers before pulling the door to. I strain to hear. I can't pick out much of the conversation, but a few words catch my attention. Concerns. Safeguarding. Disclosure. Billy Grimes. No records. What is Pam doing? She's definitely got her wires crossed. I pour out more tea. Not that I want any. I'm just nervous. I was hoping to catch up with Pam, but she's more interested in Billy than me. Mind you, he is cute. I really do love him to bits. I'd hate the thought of Gran losing him. She'd be lost without Billy. I hope I haven't spoilt things for her. Me and my big mouth. I should have kept quiet. Gran said if anyone found out about Billy, the council would have to take him away for rehoming. Apparently it's against the rules. Pam steps back inside the room. He's on his way, she says. Don't worry, we'll sort this out. And remember, it's not your fault. You've done nothing wrong. Gran won't lose Billy, will she? Pam smiles. You know I can't make promises, Jess. I can't believe this was missed for so long. Pam gazes into the distance. It's as much my fault. She loves that dog, I say. She'll be gutted if he has to go. Excuse me? Billy, I say. Gran's dog. The council don't allow pets in the flat. Pam's orange glare suddenly fades. She grabs her phone and stabs the buttons. Her hands are trembling. You do realise Billy's a Yorkshire Terrier?